All right, hey.
Hey.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so I guess just starting off, what kinds of things influence your sound? It can be musical or otherwise. And I guess, do you have any influences that might be unexpected to a listener?
Yes, probably a million. I know I do. I have way different influences growing up than he did. Going through like Grateful Dead and, then saying like Bad Religion or, going through that whole 90s punk thing, which he went through too as well, just being in Southern California. But then we both have the same musical influences like locally in San Diego as well. I'm a huge Ryan Adams fan and a huge John Vanderslice fan, which he wouldn't listen to.
Yeah, your country in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all met at a party?
Yeah, we at a friend's party because I was working on an old project called UOV, and I was looking to start something something that I was into. So we were at a house party, and I heard Ronnie singing a Shin song in the other room. So I just thought, wow, it's a cool voice. So I gave him a demo track, and he wrote vocals to it, I think, the next day, and that's how it all started.
Did you ever think that it was going to go this far? 7 years later?
Not really. It's funny because we just mentioned, the new album we're listening to, and we're if we would have heard this 5 or 7 years ago, we would have been who's this? It's changed a lot since then, which is a good thing, I think. So, yeah, it's a little surprising.
Yeah. Have you or would you ever consider playing a different genre?
I would, yeah, I do. I kind of really just like everything, probably to a fault, in a sense, even really bad stuff that people hate.
Like what?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just a fan of music in general. I'll sit there on TV and watch, the crap of the crap just to see how it's produced and how they put it together. I've been made fun of. When the boy bands were really big back in the day. I know it sounds so lame, but it was just so funny because they were so on top of the world, and people were just, so enamored by them. And people would make fun of me. I'm like, you're watching the biggest thing right now. And not saying that I particularly cared for it, but it was just interesting. It's interesting to see.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Sort of to play off of that, do you have any specific goals for how you want your music to evolve?
Well, I'm not sure how familiar you are with our stuff. We kind of had a very particular sound. We got compared a lot to this band called Pinback on our previous album. We kind of had some reviews, and I was like, yeah, they kind of sound too much like that. They're not doing their own thing. So on this album, we kind of almost chucked everything, and we kind of went back to what we loved about music, which for me it was the energy of some of the bands in the 80s, like the Police and the Talking Heads, kind of more lighthearted, fun music, not so dark and depressing.
Right.
And I actually changed my instrument and went to a old P bass, so it had a deeper sound, and Ronnie changed his guitar style a little bit more to fit that. So I think the album in general has completely changed and evolved to something a little bit happier and funner to play.
Yeah.
So it's not a word.
Yeah, funner is not a word, but I'm using it.
It works. It's fine.
Yeah. We threw grammar to the wind.
Yeah. So it's going to be a kind of a little bit of a shock because we're hoping people are into it and are open to it, because we think they'll be more into it than the previous stuff and kind of how it evolves. But it's going to be a bit of a wait and see kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been listening for a really long time, so.
Oh, cool.
I'm a loyal fan.
Oh.
So I guess what is the writing process like? Because I know y'all don't live near each other, right?
No, I live in Portland, Oregon, so
Okay.
So it's a lot like this. We find ourselves on
Yeah.
Skype.
yeah, like one of us will write, a foundation for a song, and we'll email it back, and we'll add something or say that sucks or that's awesome, or you can kind of just build on it from there.
Okay. So is that the most complicated part about the recording process and the writing process for y'all, or has there been anything else that's been like a problem?
I think the biggest problem has been our standards for ourselves have increased so much that it's just created, just a lot of maybe like stress in a sense, because we're expecting way more from what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah, and we haven't told anybody this yet, but we were planning to have 11 songs of the album, and we've become so particular that now there's only 9. So it's going to be a shorter album now, but it's going to be, I think, all good stuff, because we're just making sure that it's only stuff that we're really, really happy with. So
Okay.
editing, yeah.
Right.
And then maybe if I decide to update our website, which gets updated about once a year.
I know, I've noticed that.
Such a pain. It's like, I just haven't really had the time to be as web savvy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I took the site from looking like a first grader did it to a third grader, but I'm
You're going up.
hopefully I'll bring it to a 7th grade level for the album.
Got some goals. Okay.
Yeah, so that's next.
Is there any particular theme of this album? I know it's called Incarnation, right?
Yeah, we actually have a really big theme. It's kind of going back to what I mentioned before of looking back to our childhood and kind of starting over and kind of like being kind of, I don't know, rebirthed, but
Yeah.
kind of a new start. So the album cover you see, it has like this darkness, but it has like this playful childhood because it has like these colorful blocks that, anyways, but it's kind of just going back to that. So all our albums kind of have a secret meaning to them, which I don't know if people know that.
Oh.
But, it has like, I'll let people figure it out because I don't want to give away the secret.
Okay. It'll remain a secret.
Yeah. People know there's a secret now, though.
Okay. And I guess my last question is, are you going to tour for this album?
Yes.
Yeah, we have tentative plan to go Australia. We're going to do definitely a West Coast tour or two, and then we're getting a lot of love from the East Coast, so we're going to see how we can make that there. Obviously, it costs money. We're independent bands, so it's you kind of have to work the situation a little bit. So hopefully we do get out there, though.
Please do.
Yeah.
So, this is kind of a dumb question, but I've always just noticed that everyone goes to Australia. Like, why is that?
Yeah, I mean, the reason we're going there is because we did a movie called Castles in the Sky.
Right.
And with Taylor Steele, and he ended up doing an ad campaign for Corona. And Corona asked us to do a song, so we did this acoustic song from the Miles Away version. Mm-hmm. And they used it for all their ads. So we have this big following in Australia now because of that.
Okay.
So it's mostly just because we've had so much good response from them that we're going over there. It's like we want to go everywhere. It's just I think Corona's going to help us out a little bit.
All
so
right.
That's why we're going to be going there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks for having us
Sure.
here.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.